The old one.
And million minutes for it.
Girls won their last game.
Looked really terrible.
Where did it play?
It's at Sandy Valley.
Oh, Sandy Valley, at Sandy Valley.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We were half asleep.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I think boys have a game tonight. I just came from the Smith gym. Foster had 7th and 8th grade. We played Malvern tonight.
The girl, the younger girl was playing down. How they
Okay. Good. 7th and 8th grade both won. 7th, 8th grade was a closer game. But good. They're a good basketball team.
Ready?
Yep.
All right. You ready?
Ready?
Call to order and came for the pledge and a short pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, we ask that you guys tonight the best make decisions to benefit the Osnaburg Township people, and we ask that you be with the Reese Across America as it comes up. Keep everybody safe and sound and successful events, and we keep the snow away. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Any changes to the agenda?
I don't have any.
No.
I have some. Under fire, I'll just need to put on there, the Protect wants to come out and put start upgrading that security.
The one that's already on there?
What's that?
It's already on there.
Well, it's gonna be some other names on the list and some other things I had to put on there. The security coming Wednesday, but the list of names that gets called, I wanna make sure I'm okay with Amy on who she wants in there. Cemetery report, I'll have that with Ryan. We got all this stuff right up here at the last minute. I'll have some things there. I think I got the one for the township all squared away. I will have a couple of things under new business there to talk about before the next meeting, but it'll be minor.
All right. That it?
That's it.
All right, with that, we'll move to the minutes from 11:25.
Trustee Griffith, motions to accept them as presented.
Trustee Varian, second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Next, we'll move to the treasurer's report.
Trustee Varian moves to accept the treasurer's report as presented.
Trustee Griffith, seconds.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
No speakers present, we'll move to the fire.
Okay, just a couple of updates. The unit for the brush truck has been put in, it's running. The road department helped us to take the old one out and put the new one in. So I guess at some point we'll have to figure out what we want to do with that big unit. The update on the squad is the end of this week is the project completion. Jared's at the factory tomorrow and we'll be looking at it and give us a concrete date for it to get shipped. I essentially looked and it was 2 weeks ago when he last told me that, so I got a hold of him today.
Do they bring it to us? We have to go
Yeah,
get it.
no, they'll bring it to us.
Okay.
They'll do the graphics here at their shop.
Oh, it comes blank and then,
Yeah. They do the graphics here.
got it.
We are in need of calibration gas for the Ford gas meter. The cost is $319 for that. And it's just, we basically get it every year.
Okay,
And it's to calibrate our gas monitor.
okay. Brian, where would you like to pay this out of, this 319?
See again,
Where would you like to pay this 319 gas calibration out of? General fire, or regular soft billing?
Is it due right now?
What do we
So it's been calibrated for December. We would need it for January.
Is it bill there or is it?
No,
for
it's something
purchase or
that needs to
purchase?
be ordered.
You can do it, just do just do it as a regular purchase order. And
Okay.
I'll put it in I'll put it in wherever I can put it, either fire or in the soft billing.
Do you know the vendor industrial safety products?
I'll have to either look at it or ask Captain
Okay.
Wilson.
Okay. Trustee Varian moves to order MSA calibration gas, possibly to the vendor of industrial safety supply for $319. Do you know if there's any shipping or?
I do know we looked it up. He initially pulled it from Granger and it was like $800.
Oh.
And I was like, let's find somewhere else.
Okay. I'd like to make the motion up to $350 to make sure we can get it.
Trustee Griffith seconds.
All in favor, aye.
The other update that I have is Captain Nelson is planning to leave it was going to be the end of the year. He has shifts only scheduled through like the 17th of this month.
Okay.
So we thought he was staying until spring. So that has changed. Some circumstances in his life has changed. So he is planning to leave here.
Does he have a letter?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a letter?
I do not have to wait.
Do you want to do that today, or do you want to wait and do that the next meeting?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Either is fine.
Okay. And you said he's scheduled through.
I think it's like the 17th.
All right. Trustee Barron would like to accept the resignation of Dale Nelson for the period through, let's just say December 20th. And we appreciate all of Dale's service, and he will be missed.
Trustee Purell, second. All those in favor, aye.
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 I almost hate to say it, we were a little bit slower. 19 calls, one assist from Louisville and one from Canton Township.
How is dispatch going?
It's actually going really well.
Good.
We had a meeting last Monday, and we were able to have some conversations with them on what's going well, what's not. They obviously took on several agencies in a pretty short period of time.
Yeah, for sure.
So they had all of the departments that they took on there at the meeting. So we were
Oh,
able
that's
to have a
nice.
chat, and yeah, I think overall it is going well.
Quick conversation about the siren. When I stopped in and talked to Lindsay the other day, she did mention that when the siren went off, she heard at the department, at the fire station, she could hear what I assume would have been the quarry.
The quarries.
And I wonder how far that travels. Or if it's just the side of the village. I'm just
I
curious.
don't know the answer to that.
I'm just curious to know how far, because she said that she heard it in the quarry and then she waited for ours to go off while squinting, because I'm sure it's very loud while you're standing next to it.
It is.
And obviously we're not set up for it right now, so it did not go off, but just curious on that. The update on the siren is Fiscal Officer Lowry and Mr. Geist from the village are working on trying to look back through the paperwork. Did you find anything new since I've spoken to you on that?
No, other than he did not find anything else, other than they were paying the electric bill
Okay.
from when the time it was installed, which a rough estimate, he sits around $50 a month, so $600 a year times the last 20 some years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they're part of it. The township actually paid the whole amount of the initial install, and we received a $3,800 grant. There was another grant submitted, but I cannot find any records that we received that grant.
Okay.
Did we have any calls from anyone saying how come it didn't go off?
We did not.
I did not.
This is usually beyond the time frame when it goes off.
This wasn't the normal.
No, so it's like March to November is when they test it, and then they don't test it
Okay.
over the winter time anyway.
Oh, got it.
I thought it went off okay, so they only do it
But
the 6
seasons.
months.
Mhm.
I see.
It starts in like March.
So even if it was working the first Monday of December at noon, it wouldn't have gone off because it's December.
Correct.
I
Why
see.
did theirs go off?
Right, there's the,
somebody else sets theirs off.
yeah, Canton City Mark system sets theirs off,
Yeah.
because they're,
But when
Corey's in
CENTCOM
Canton
did
City.
ours, it was like March through November.
Okay.
Do you know, so when that would actually go off for an event, would the same thing go off on a cell phone?
Like, would it be an Amber Alert sort of thing?
So oftentimes, if you get like the alert for the tornado on your phone, that is oftentimes when it's going off, yeah. But
I just wonder if
Yeah.
that's the case, is it really as important as it was back then? Because if everybody has a phone.
Yeah,
All right, well, we'll keep communicating with the village and see kind of what they want to do and what the next step is on that. We'll stay on it. Okay.
Thanks for working on that. Protect security.
They're coming Wednesday, Amy, if that's, I don't know who's on staff that day, but I don't think they need anybody's help. They'll be right there at the panel, putting a unit in that communicates mostly to the outside and running some tests. I'm making myself available. My question to you, Amy, I originally had like yourself, Tom Ruskin and Bill Nelson on there as like a call list, like if an alarm does go off. I didn't know if, it sounds like Dale's not gonna be there, so if that's you and Tom, all it is if one of them alarms go off, you guys
Yeah.
get a phone call.
yeah, I would say it would be Tom and I.
Okay,
Looks like Dale's gonna be there on Wednesday, so.
okay. I also have a passcode I will give you all, that, in other words, if everything's okay, you say
Yep.
you're physically there and it's
Yep.
okay, it's a code that you
Yep.
can give them. And then, they'll either come out and check out anything if there was a sensor going bad or anything like that, but there's a code. And other than that, that's all I have going on with it.
Okay. Chief Parker and I talked about during the reorg meeting, talking about lifting up some candidates for the captain positions now that Dan and Dale are both gone. So Tom and Amy have put out the interest to their team, and they're having people
Submit a letter of interest.
put in a
resume.
letter of interest
Yep.
to fill those spots. So we'll talk about that first of the year. So,
All right.
all right.
When you pick a captain, is there like I keep thinking there was a little ceremonial thing that happened.
We usually swear them in.
That's
Sort
right.
of
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything else?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Cemetery.
Okay, cemetery, Ryan and I had got to talk. Wreaths Across America is this Saturday at noon. His wreaths are being delivered today, if not today, tomorrow, over at Mapleton Cemetery. We did collect $1,200 for an open and closing that's actually going to happen tomorrow, but I didn't submit it into the bank or anything yet, but we did receive that. We do have an open and closing on Wednesday at Indian Run. That'll be upcoming funds for that. I did line up the portage on for the cemetery, and I would ask, it's $270 this year, which is like $25 cheaper than last year. It's the same company, but with some other paperwork and who I talked to, they would do it $270, so I would just ask for approval for that.
What
$270.
company?
It's actually the Zeitler company, but it's ZTER, but I actually put it on the township credit card, so it'll be paid out of the Charter One credit
How
card.
much is it?
$270.
Trustee Peer was paid $270 for portage on for Wreaths Across America.
Trustee Varian second.
All those in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed?
All right.
I would add to that I did get a call from Kay Upol asking if we would have at least one trustee there at the thing. So,
I can't, it's this Saturday.
yeah.
I won't be able to make it.
I've got a basketball game as well.
And I apologize, trustees, I usually there with Stu, but I just got word I got a funeral that day between 10 and 2, so it's right in the prime time. I'm the guy the lead guy on it. I can't get out of that.
I'll be there. I'll take a truck down.
You want to give it a prayer?
No, I'll be there.
I'm just joking.
Naturally,
So do you
naturally
have
Ryan
enough
will be
people to
there
help you
too.
then? With Brian not there?
Ryan,
Brian's there, usually I'm
yeah,
there.
Ryan will be there.
Okay.
Also, I talked with Jim Beck concerning mowing. Because of things are tight, he offered that he wanted to make sure Mapleton and everything was touched up. He said that he wouldn't bill till after into the new year sometime. He said, just tell me when. I said, okay, I appreciate that.
Okay.
So that'll help us out along with these funds we just recently received. It's right down to the bubble on that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And that's all I have to report.
Is it something we should ask Rodney to be there for that, or,
I can ask him if he'd like to, but
I mean, I'm just, if
We
you don't,
don't
if you don't
need-
think you need him, that's fine. I'm just, yeah, okay.
Most people.
If I have
probably
to,
know
I
what
can
they're
get
doing
it.
now.
Do they know about?
well, I didn't know if I was supposed to bring that up or not.
Well, you can bring up he's on bereavement pay
Yeah, he's
right
on
now.
bereavement. His sister passed away Friday.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he's on a bereavement time off.
Sudden death.
Really?
He'll be back Thursday, but
He'll be back Thursday, but
Okay.
I don't know if.
I can ask him. We'll see. If not, me and Ryan can take both trucks down like we do usually and place them at both ends with flashers on and slow people down.
Cool.
And watch traffic like we normally do.
All right, thank you. Road report.
Okay, trustees read over the report for December 9th. Any questions you'd like to ask tonight? I have not heard anything yet from Lead Hill, so.
Okay.
I don't think they started on the truck yet. I'm hoping they did, but they haven't called me. He said he would call me when.
What about 201 where it said had fuel problems and electrical issues?
No, it was an O-ring on the fuel system.
Okay. And what about 203 on the electrical?
We think we got everything straightened out. We'll find out tomorrow morning when we come back in and test a few things. But we think we got it all hopefully nailed down now.
Was one of those the reason the truck was sitting on
Oh, yeah,
a snowy day,
yeah,
sitting in the street?
That
yeah.
would have been the over.
O-ring, letting air suck in the air system.
Okay.
Bad O-ring.
All right.
Trustee Puro moved to pay RBs for road truck brake repairs of $1,017.30.
Trustee Barry, second.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
You would like protect security here.
Yeah, I just remember, I should have you, I don't know, the trustees, I passed out the truck, they asked for the road truck payment for the actual cabin chassis. We did a similar when the ambulance squad come in, we paid for the cabin or.
You want a motion for this?
What's that?
You want a motion?
I just want you to be aware of, that's why it's there. You should do a motion. You don't have to. It's already been approved, but that's from 2022, just so you know. These things are, I've been carrying them all over
Yeah,
this
right.
long a period. It's just good
Waiting
to
for the truck.
recognize
Off the books.
that we do have the cabin chassis. We are paying for the cabin chassis. And then the rest of the truck from the, what's the name of the company?
Glad help.
Yeah,
Gladhill.
Yeah, that'll come due whenever that balance is ready.
Trustee Puro moved to disperse the check to R&R Truck Sales, Inc. in the amount of $131,590.
Trustee Barry, second.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And then as far as ProTech is coming here tomorrow, I just made Stu aware of that today, so we're just getting that in here. I do have a list already prepared that normally it's like myself, Stu, and we'll have Rodney on that call list. As far as all our security codes that we all get are now in the building, they said they can program them in, so I'll have that with the fellow that comes. Will program them in, and if there's any changes, I'll let you know as soon as possible. So hopefully, I don't know if it all gets done in one day here. I'm hoping it does, but we'll see how that goes.
All right. Anything else?
Not that I can think of.
All right, food zoning.
Since last meeting, haven't had any permits or anything. Over on the nuisance side of things, the property on Sunlight, I sent a letter to the gentleman that called, just detailing kind of what the prosecutor's office did for definitions. So he was aware of that. So that's been handled. Earlier today, I got a phone call about over on Lucy, some vehicles that are parked down in the summer. You can't see them because they're kind of in the woods, but now that it's fall with the leaves and winter with the leaves down, you can see them back there. So I'll be sending him a letter about it and then seeing what we gotta do from there. Other than that, not much change. Just have the meetings for both the boards coming up in January.
Oh, good. That's it?
Okay.
All right. No old business, new business, Brian.
The new business, I just want to make everyone aware, we're in that month of December where things get tight, all the appropriated money gets down to the wire. For example, unencumbered balance in the general fund is $46,430. Now you all look at your treasurer's reports and you see there's more money there, but that's how tight it is. So we have money to start off the new year. So that's where we're at as of right now, right before this meeting, when I got everything keyed in. Road departments are very tight. The 2031 is the one that's pays wages and stuff out. That's tight. With your 2021, that's your gas tax and all. That one's okay. We got about an unencumbered balance at $25,397. But this is a time where I get nervous as a fiscal officer because these funds that have 150, 200, or 400,000 that now get down to about the 25%, and we have to run the township between now and probably February really tight on things. I mean, we can still do things, they're still in there, but it runs real tight right now. I just want to make everybody aware that I'm doing the best I can of moving funds around. I know in the reorganizational meetings, you all approved me to be able to adjust line items up to $20,000 or open super blankets. And I've been doing that a lot just this last 2 pay periods, just to make sure everything checks. Once we get through December, that's it. Then we'll start off with what's called temporary appropriations, which you're all familiar with. We'll do that, put that in place at the next meeting. I think Trustee Varian, you may not be here. I'll try to get you that online so you can look at it.
Thanks.
But a temporary will be in place so we can start right off with the first of the year of doing our normal business as normal. I did complete the online course today for what's called the year end and just start up the new year. It's none of the new material is available yet. They had this course and yet I can't get it until later this week, but I'd like to start preparing all the documents that you'll be signing over between now and the end of the year. So we have all our funds in place. Other than that, I just want to make you aware this is a time where things are down to the bubble. It's normal. I run it. I don't appropriate every single penny in the township because you have to have some carryover to start up those first 3 months. That's why. But I get nervous this time of year. I know a couple of the road funds are tight. One of the funds is, I don't want to say healthy, but it's better, but that's the same fund we need to build back up to build up to buy our load of salt that we'll be buying between now and next August 1st. And that's usually $50,000 to $60,000. So just things like that. I'm hoping that ambulance, we get that, good news to get that. I'd like to see the truck done, but it looks like these are gonna be on our books rolling into 2025 in some regard. I'd love to have them cleaned up, but that's the way it goes. So,
Yep.
Okay.
if you just look at your treasurer's report, you'll notice at the bottom of that treasurer's report where the funds, where you started and your year end, where you're at now. You're getting down to where, when I first started here, you usually have about $1 million or $950,000 right now. We were carrying 1.4, 1.5 because of capital funds, but we're down to that 1 million bubble right now. And as soon as we pay for the balances of trucks and ambulances, we'll be below that. So, okay.
All right, thank you.
I do have a couple of things, Randy.
Go ahead.
I just want to mention on our Huntington report there, if you look at the year-to-date over this year, we gained a little over 250,000 on that fund. So I thought that was real good. And I also want to mention, and I just realized, Cliff, you're not here on the 23rd, but working with the prosecutor, Jessica, I think it's Logopathes, I'm probably butchering her name. She's been asking me a few questions, and I answered her with that when she wanted to know when the lease was to begin. And I told her December 25th. And then she asked, when would we approve the lease? And I said, we'll approve it on the 23rd at that meeting. So are you fine with us approving that lease when it comes?
Yes.
Okay. And then she's asking also for the length of the lease. According to the state, the lease has to be a minimum of 15 years. And that's from when they start to do their payment. And we're going to start building it before we had to pay anything. So I asked her to make the lease for 16 years to make sure we have enough time to cover the whole thing.
Got it.
So we don't get caught up in some little time issue.
Sure.
And other than that, she's just keeping it simple. And,
Okay.
and it's also including capital improvements on the property. So what we're doing for the park is make capital
We're allowed
improvements.
to,
Yeah.
in the lease, we're allowed to do whatever we want in capital improvement world.
So
Go
she
back
should
to
have that lease to me for the 23rd meeting. I just want to make sure that you were aware of it.
Right. Thank you.
Trustee Griffith, can you research your part about when the grant money comes in, is it coming to go into trust or is it coming to the township? And is it come in one lump sum or does it come in payments?
The grant is to the township.
Okay, so that.
So
that's
we'll pay our own bills.
Well, that's why I say, when that happens, we have never done that, and that fund that I created to put that money in, then will have to be appropriated when that money comes in. It'll have to be revenue intake along with appropriated. So when you come time for you to make purchase orders and things, I would like to have that in place if we can. So it
Yeah,
makes
so
it
we may
easier.
want to in the new year, because we won't spend any this year. In the new year, because we know our grant is 150,000, open a fund up for that money.
Do you know if it comes electronic or a check or anything like that?
I don't know, because I can't send this back until I get the drawing from Environmental Escapes. And he's still trying to get me that drawing, and then we have to have this lease.
Okay.
And so that pre-app goes in, and then they send it back to me, tell me what else they need, and then send me the other rolls.
Okay.
So I don't have them yet.
But we should be expecting 150 anyhow.
Correct.
So,
And the whole project should be completed before the end of next summer
Alright.
for what we're doing with the 150. It'll go fast. Last thing I wanted to mention was if you're going to go to the OTA conference, you have to be registered in December, I believe, Brian. They're cutting off registration early this year.
Yeah, I didn't know if the registration was cut off. I know all the hotels, motels are all filled up, but
Yeah, registration cuts off early too.
yeah.
You used to be able to,
It said
well, I
that-
shouldn't say that. If you walk in, you can walk into the conference, they're slapping you with a late fee is what they're doing if you register after their deadline.
Yeah, because I saw it said, what did you say the date was? I thought it
I'm
said
not sure.
I was
December
gonna ask what it was,
31st. I thought it
February.
said maybe a month ahead
Well,
of
he's
time.
asking for the deadline.
Oh,
I just knew that from what I saw, because I did the hotel, but I didn't register yet. The registration has to be done, I think, by the end of December for the lower price. So just so everyone's aware.
okay.
That's all I have.
On the Succo's, I did, and been in contact with Greg Electric, and he's getting there. We haven't been out yet, but he's gonna come out and evaluate and give us an estimate on maybe fixing up some stuff, fixing it up.
Getting enough to charge it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, enough to kick the heat on.
Right.
The furnace is still good.
That's good.
Under correspondence, Succo's asset allocation November report, is that what you're talking about with the?
Yeah, if you looked at it,
Yeah, it's like
Through the end of
1.5
November.
million, yeah.
yeah.
Those reports we get every month, I try to give them to you, post them on your, in your files too, so you can see them.
It's done well.
Yeah, this year's done well.
The other thing we have is correspondence on zoning from Jamie Waters.
Did you get a copy?
That's kind of a normal yearly thing, but it's a reminder to zoning and everyone, all you trustees, everybody that we needed to have anything in, to have it all in there and put in place and resolutions and all those things. It's a reminder letter.
Okay.
So all I got,
So I have.
They have the end of the year Stark County Township Association Christmas dinner,
when's that?
19th, I think. You have
You
to
know,
get your regular.
trustees, on October 31st, I got my last email from them, and for some reason I didn't get anything, and I emailed them, reached out right after Thanksgiving to the two, both Marilyn, who was Brooke was taking over there,
Yeah,
and they haven't responded to me. I don't know if I'm going in the junk mail, because I thought,
She said there was a problem, so she resent it again. Let me forward it to you guys.
because I have
Okay, I
not
got
got
it either.
anything on Stark County
Yeah.
Township Association since October
I'll forward it
31st.
to him.
Okay.
I'm gonna forward it to you.
Thank you.
Yep.
They must not.
You want
Stu,
fiscal
aren't you
officer
in
at?
Yeah,
Aren't you and Mary also members, I thought? Did we register Mary and Stewie?
yeah, well, they're
Yeah.
Send it to
registered,
them too.
they're registered, but I don't know if they get emails, they get books, they get the Ohio Township books.
Yeah,
they
Yeah,
they
I
get
have
get
a
those.
membership, because Stu, I know
Sent
Stu does.
But I know
Did you
Sue
copy
and I
for
both get it at her email and my email, and we're not getting them all since October 31st.
Oh, it comes to mine, but,
Well, it always has ever since I've been here, and that's
and it
why.
stopped. She
and-
said she sent this email out, and said people are having problems.
Yeah.
Respond to this email to say that you received it.
Yes,
And so you didn't respond because you didn't get it,
When was that?
just
And I-
recently.
yeah, I responded to one where she said that Marilyn, to respond to hers, not Marilyn, over a month and a half ago, and I responded to both of them, both Marilyn's and hers individually, so they made sure I got it.
Osnaburg TWP at Outlook. That's the one.
She sent this on 5 days ago.
Yeah, see, I didn't get anything.
It says, it's come to my attention that some members may not have been
Yeah.
receiving the emails. Here's the email address, and she gives it. To ensure, please RSVP to this email address to confirm.
Yeah, hopefully I got it. It wasn't there. I was in the office all day today on both my emails and Sue's email in the office. For some reason, nothing's coming into either one
The
of them
dinner's on the 19th at La Pizzeria
of this month.
of this month.
Next week.
Did you send it to them?
Yes,
I did.
You should have it in your emails now.
Well, I'll get it from you guys.
Right, but click on the link there. It's got a,
It's got a reserve link.
yeah.
Trustee Varian moves to adjourn and pay bills.
Trustee Griffith seconds.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Good morning. Which one is that on mine?
Oh, I just want to confirm my rework again, just to make sure I have it right. The rework is January 3rd, Friday, January 3rd.
You down
At 11
there,
a.m.
we'll open
That's
the
what you guys
street
have.
there. No? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I pulled up there.
Sorry I'll miss next meeting. I apologize. All of our family are going out of town for that day.
I
I apologize to miss that.
thought,